Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing on today? I am super duper excited because we get to hang out tonight, guys, with New York Times bestselling author Courtney Walsh. She is hanging out with us today, guys. Her latest release, My Phony Valentine. And I am super duper excited about this book, guys. Shout out to author Tony Shiloh. She was doing an author reading and sharing about one of the books that she had read like over the weekend. Guys, let me just tell you, I could not one click fast enough. I was like sold. I mean, Courtney, we're going to talk about the things that like captured my attention like right off, and I knew that I had to get this book in just a little bit. But I'm going to allow you, my friend, to introduce yourself to the people tonight.
Okay. All right. Well, my name is Courtney Walsh, and I write sweet contemporary romance, usually set in a small town. That's kind of my shtick. And yeah, this is my latest book. You can't really, can you see it? My
Yeah,
lighting is
I
not
love
great.
that
Okay.
cover.
My Phony Valentine. So yeah, this was kind of like a last minute decision to write this book. I never really meant to. I wrote it
Wow.
like over vacation and Christmas, and I needed a break from other stuff. And I got the idea, and I was like, I'll just write it. I'll just take my time. And then like it like came out really, really fast. So it was probably the quickest book I've ever written, just because I was having so much fun writing it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a blast.
I love that. I love that. And guys, if you are just joining us, we are hanging out with Courtney Walsh on today. She is going over her latest release, My Phony Valentines, with us on today as well. Thank you guys so much. You already know what to do. Like, tag, and share. Tell a friend to come on over to the cafe because we're hanging out with Courtney Walsh on today. Oh my goodness. And Courtney, they are giving you love in the comment section. Veronica is saying happy Friday Eve, ladies. We have Deborah King, who is hanging out with us as well. Thank you so much, Deborah, for hanging out with us. Letitia says that she loves stories based on Valentine's Day as well. Now, Courtney, for those who may be new to you or new to your work, all of that good stuff, if you had to give your writing style a tagline, what would that be, my friend?
Well, it's interesting because I feel like my writing has gone through a bit of like an evolution the last couple of years. I always wanted to really write like deeper, more emotional, a little bit heavier romance. And so like my earlier books, that's kind of what I'd say is small town, but romance with like more emotion, more depth. But in 2018, my daughter was diagnosed with cancer, and that just kind of like started not a spiral, but like a domino effect of just some really heavy stuff in my life. And so,
Right.
and then we all had COVID, and so our business, we own a youth theater and performing arts studio, and it was completely shut down for a year. And so, just coming back from that, I realized I don't want to write heavy right now. And so that was when I started writing. I would still say there's still depth and emotion, but just not quite so much. And it's all kind of with the lightness, of humor. And so I think I was just talking to somebody about this today, and I'm like, I feel like it's taking me this long to find my voice as an author. I've been writing for like 10 years, and I feel like
Uh-huh.
I finally figured out my voice. So, I think just like, sweet, funny romance with really big heart, I think would be what it would be. But I wanted, this is such a long answer to your question, but
Oh, no, you're fine.
I want it to be an escape. I want people to feel like they can sit down with one of my books and it makes them happy, and they feel like they can forget about their life for a while. And that's kind of like been my whole goal. My goal is not to like, be super clever or like change, the world or anything. I think those are great motives, but my goal here recently has just been, I just want to have fun, and I want the reader to have fun, and I want it to just feel like the pressure's off. I can just relax. That's kind of been my whole goal.
I love that. I love that. And I was talking to somebody yesterday, another bookish person, another book nerd again, and we were both saying, we said, you know what? Reading is self-care. it's also
It
a
is.
form of self-care. Like you said, just
Yeah.
that time to just step away, just to enjoy a good book and to laugh and to just, whatever you need to get out of that book. So
Yes,
thank you
completely. Yeah. And I
for,
mean, I
for,
think
for sharing your gift as
sometimes
well.
you want those heavy stories, but sometimes you're like, I can't do any more heaviness. The news is heavy and my life is heavy and my job is heavy.
Yes.
I'd rather have something light. So yeah, I think
I
there's space
love
for
that.
both. Yeah.
Of course, I love a good cover. Okay, so this is one of the things that attracted me to it as well. Guys, take a look at that cover of My Phony Valentine. First of all, the cover is cute. The cover looks fun, and it looks like there's gonna be some trouble going on with these two. Okay,
Yeah, right.
tell us about this cover. How did you come up with it? All of that good stuff.
Well, I work with a great illustrator, and so she does the design of the people. So she, draws the actual people. And then once I had them and I kind of knew what color palette I wanted, I was able to just kind of put the rest. The biggest thing for me is finding the font. Once I found the font,
Oh,
and for some reason, it took me forever. Sometimes you like land on one, you're like, oh, I like that. That's perfect. But this one, it took me so long to find. And once I found it, I was like, okay, now it feels like it's come together. So I had a lot of fun and I tried to keep it really simple. I have wanted a pink book for the longest time, but I
okay.
struggled a lot to come up with one that actually
Uh-huh.
worked with it. But yeah, I think it just started with coming up with the people with my illustrator and then, putting it together from there. So I'm really happy with the way that
I
it
love
the way
that.
that it turned out. Yeah.
Yes. Guys, if you are just joining us, we're hanging out with Courtney Walsh. And guys, this is her latest release of My Phony Valentine with this amazing cover. And Courtney, I tried to match the cover a little bit with my
Yeah.
pink,
Oh, look,
all of
and
that good
I'm kind of wearing his color and you're kind of wearing
right.
her color.
So hey, we blend. We are working it
We
out
totally
with
do.
dressing like the cover. I love that. I love that. Now, tell us about this title, My Phony Valentine. Now, you got to spill a little bit of tea. Was this the original working title, or it kind of evolved as the story evolved with you?
No, I got the title first. I thought of the
Oh,
title before I even thought of the story. And the song. It's like an old jazz standard, My Funny Valentine. And I think a lot of authors, like as authors, we want to come up with a title that's kind of tropey, that we're telling what the trope is without being too literal. And
yeah.
so as soon as I came up with it, I was like, oh my gosh, I could write a fake dating story. I've never written a fake dating story. And it's one of my favorite tropes. Like whenever you tell me there's like fake dating, I'm like, I'm in.
I mean,
Okay, count me in. But I've never like written one and I'm like, I need to write one of these. And so I think that was part of it. It was like I got the title and then I was like, I'm just gonna play with it. I'm just gonna write like the opening scene. And then from there
yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm hooked. I'm totally hooked. So I think because
I
it was
love
fake
that.
dating. Thanks.
and
It
and
was
Courtney,
really
I'm
fun.
with you. I'm with you. And look, I'm gonna tell the people just in case they don't know, guys. Okay, first of all, you got the fake dating going on. Okay, so
Yeah.
count me in. And
Yeah.
then you got a little bit of small town. We love a good small town. Okay, you
Mhm.
got the girl next door. You got this a hockey player. So you got a little sports romance in there too. He's a hockey player and a little
Yeah.
bit of a bad boy.
Mhm.
And guys, and it's a sweet romance. You add all that together, Courtney. I was like, I'm in. So Tony is sharing about this amazing story that once she started, she couldn't stop, and it was funny and all this stuff. I was like, what is this book that she's talking about? Guys, as I said before, I could not one click fast enough to get my copy of My Phony Valentine. Oh my goodness. And I guarantee you're gonna be the same way by the time we finish talking about this book with Courtney on today
Well, I
too.
hope so.
Courtney, when you listed like all those things that's in this book, I was like, okay, I am in, and you get to laugh a little bit. Count me in.
I know. Well, and it was so funny because I think when I started writing it, I was like, I'm just going to put everything I like. Like, I'm just going to write like all the
Yeah.
stuff I like, and I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to be like, I'd like to write about a hockey player. I'd like to write about girl next door.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna make it in a small town, you know? And so like all of those things, I just kind of like it was like play. I got to just play and have fun. So I'm so glad you liked it because I had so much fun writing it.
I love that. And that's one thing that I guess with, with the authors, when you guys are having fun writing it, it comes across on the page and we get to
Yeah.
enjoy the book as well. So I love that. Now, thinking about that, and you were sharing with us how this amazing story came to be in your writing style, are you a plotter or a pantser? Or you just kind of, listen to the characters and let it go, let your fingers
Well,
go?
it's so if you okay, so this is part of what I think I've had this little epiphany about is I think I've always tried to sort of loosely plot, like so I would kind of like have like a plotting pantser. You know what I mean? I was like
Okay.
I would kind of know like the story beats and where everything was going. And I would write that way and a lot of times I think that's worked really well. This one I didn't plot anything. I didn't do any pre-work, I didn't do any character work, no like I like figured it all out as I went. And when I finished it, I was like, I'm terrified to do that on a deadline because I had no
Okay.
deadline for this book. But at the same
Oh,
time, it made it so much freer to just sort of
wow.
explore the story as I was going. So it was like I'm writing and I'm like, I think I should be an athlete. And then I'm like, well, okay, so it's if it's like January, February, what sport is going on and what like basketball, like, yeah, basketball players are cool, but like that didn't appeal to me as quite as much as a hockey player.
It's a
So
I know, right?
I mean, I love basketball players, but I just was sort of like, I kind of wanted to write about a hockey player, which is weird because I've never written about a hockey player before either. And I wasn't on purpose. It wasn't like I was like, I'm going to write about a hockey player. I was just writing and I was like, I think he's a hockey player. So I think there's this whole like different side of creativity that gets exercised when you just kind of let it go. And I think that's terrifying when you are like, this book has to be done by this date. But when you can do that, I think it lets your creativity just sort of like breathe a little. And I needed that. So yeah. So normally I would say I'm more of like right in between, but I don't know. I might try to just be a pantser from now on. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I've written like 17 books and I feel like I've just figured
Finally,
out my style.
Valentine.
What was that?
I love it. But again, like I said, it definitely worked for my phony Valentine for you
Oh,
as
thank you.
well. And speaking of that, and talking about the characters, when you think about this book, as well as some of the other books that you have written, but for my phony Valentine, share with us what came first. Because I know, all of this for this amazing story came to you, but what came first? Was it the characters or was it the plot?
I think it was after I had the title, I knew I wanted to do the fake dating. So, because obviously the phony
Okay.
part of it. So that part of it came quickly. And then I think when I started writing that very first scene, the meet cute scene when they're in the coffee shop, the characters, I mean, you hear about people saying this and it kind of sounds like fake, but they really did just sort of jump on the page. I just was sort of like, and then like even the names, my husband, he'll read my books and he'll be like, you come up with the weirdest names. Like, where are you getting these names? And I'm like, I don't know, but she was Poppy. Like the second she was on the stage, on the stage, I'm a theater person. The second she was in the book, she was Poppy. And so
That's her
I kind
name.
of
Yes.
feel, yeah, I feel like the characters probably came first. And then from there, it was sort of like, figuring out, okay, so what happens to these characters? What logically happens next? That's what I would ask myself every day. What happens next? So, what makes the most sense? And then just kind of play with it there. So, yeah.
I love that. And Caitlin says, looks like I'm going to be one click in this book. Caitlin, let me just tell you, yes, 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 ma'am. Go ahead and one click. You are in for a treat.
I
I
love it.
love that. I love that. Now, speaking with the characters, since we're talking about them, when you think about the characters of this book, and of course, you got Poppy and you got Dallas, or what have you, for them, was there a character or characters, because it could be more than one, that was the most interesting or fun for you to write? And is there a character that at moments gave you pause? Like you had to kind of sit with that character and think about what it is that that character wanted to say and portray off the pages. So kind of like a
Well,
two-part question.
yeah, yeah. I feel like there's a pretty big cast in this book, and I feel like the most fun character to write was probably his grandma. Like I love to write characters who are really blunt and just
Yes.
say whatever they think because I'm not like that in my real life. And so it's like I think to myself, like, what would it be like to be? And like when I've heard this, as you get older, you start to care less what people think. And so you're much more inclined to just be like, I'm gonna say what I think. And so writing her was just always fun. Like every time she was on the page, I was having a blast. But I also really liked writing Poppy. Like, I think her character to me, it was like she just like had such a great like internal monologue going on that I was hearing as I was writing it that she was a blast. As far as characters that gave me pause, I can't think of any. I mean, it's always when I put her at the hockey game, I have the chance to like make the other wives really nice or really not nice. And I tried to kind of go against like because I think your inclination would be, oh, they're probably not nice. But I was like, I think they're nice. Like, I think they're nice women. I think they take care of their own kind of a thing. So they were really fun to write too. So, I mean, I think the hard thing is I'm planning to write books for Poppy's sisters. And Rhea, her older sister, is going to be
Uh-huh.
tricky because somebody messaged me and they're like, I want to know why Rhea is so mean. And I'm like, oh, I don't think she's mean. And then I
Uh-huh.
was like, shoot, she was a little mean. So now I have to kind of like give her really good I mean, she has really good reasons for being, very protective of her sisters, but so she was a little iffy because I never want someone to dislike, a character that I want them to like eventually.
Gotcha. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. And guys, if you are just joining us, oh my goodness, we are having an amazing time hanging out with Courtney Walsh on today, guys, talking about her latest release, My Phony Valentine. And guys, let me just tell you, just because the title has Valentine's in there, you can read this book
Right.
anytime. It's amazing, okay? For that. And of course, you guys know how we do it here at the cafe. Definitely, if you have any questions for Courtney, put them in the comment section. We'll be sure to include you as well in this particular conversation about My Phony Valentine. And so, Courtney, I know that you have a little snippet to share with us on tonight. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, I'm just gonna read from the beginning. I'll just read
Okay.
a little bit, but I have to put my glasses on because I can't really see with I was reading before and I was like, I can't see this page.
No problem at
So if I
all.
have to get my flashlight out, you just know it's because I have old eyes now. So all right. So just start whenever. You want me to just start?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So this is right from the beginning, chapter 1. This is Poppy. I don't know why I did what I did. I mean, I know why I did it. I just can't believe I did it. It was a knee-jerk reaction, a rash decision, an instinctive reflex, not unlike the decision you face when you're waist deep in the cold water of the swimming pool and you have to tense up or plunge yourself underwater. Or when you're 12 and you're in the circle and the bottle you've just spun lands on the boy you've been doodling about in your notebook for a month. I just went for it. And now I'm arm in arm with a complete stranger. But I'm getting ahead of myself. 12 and a half minutes earlier. Some voices have that knack of making the muscles in your neck cramp when you hear them, like dragging a rake across a chalkboard. I don't have to turn around to know who's behind me in the line at the coffee shop. What are the odds? Poppy Hart, is that you? Actually, considering how small a town Loveland is, the odds are pretty good that if I leave the house, I'm going to see someone I know. But why does that someone have to be Margot Richards? I do a slow turn and force myself to be nice. Sure is, Margot. Even her name in my mouth tastes like week old milk. It sure is, she repeats back, as if she didn't hear me at all. Poppy Hart, you look. She gives me a familiar once over, as if searching her rudeness Rolodex for the perfect insult. Healthy. Margot Richards, everyone. I shake my head slightly. Thanks. She continues, unabashed. Amazing your little restaurant is still running after everything that happened with that boyfriend of yours, she says, emphasizing boyfriend as if it's bolded in a National Enquirer headline. Wait, was it boyfriend? Business partner? She waves a hand in the air. I never was sure of the relationship. She smiles one of those I'm being friendly, but really insulting you kind of smiles. But then apparently neither was he, adding a right with a head tilt. People don't really speak like this in real life, do they? As if their rear ends were planted squarely at the top of their neck and talking out of the hole that's there. I thought I would end there.
I love it, guys. She just gave you a sneak peek of My Phony Valentine. Oh my goodness, it is available now. We would definitely be sharing with you of how you can get your hands on a copy of My Phony Valentine as well. Deborah King is saying bravo as well. Thank you so much for sharing that snippet with us. And
Sure.
I wanted to, Veronica had a question in the comment section. She wanted to know if you could spend a day with another popular author, whom would you choose to hang out with?
Oh my goodness.
And I'm sure there's so many.
There are so many. I think, like, as a fangirl, I would love to meet Abby Jimenez. I love her. I
Okay.
think she's wonderful. I also love Sarah Adams.
Mm.
As a person who like has communicated with authors that would love to meet them, like, you know how you have friends online and I would like to make them in real life friends. I would love to meet Christy Woodson Harvey and Emma St. Clair. Those would be two that I would love to meet. Yeah, I think that was it. I mean, there's so many, you know, I have so much love for so many authors. I think the writing community is such a wonderful, uplifting, positive, encouraging
Yes,
place. Yeah,
it
there's a lot
is.
of
It
good
definitely
ones.
is. I love that. I love that. And again, guys, if you have other questions in the comment section, please put it in there. And Tiffany said that Abby is hilarious.
She is.
I love that. Now, Courtney, we have a round of this or that, my friend, and I promise you
Okay.
there is no right or wrong answer. There's all
Okay.
things according to Courtney Walsh. Let me know. Are you ready, my friend?
I'm ready.
Okay, Courtney, big city or small town?
Small town.
Okay.
Small town. I
Audio
love
book.
I
Oh, go ahead.
love big city. Like I love New York. I lived in New York for a summer and I loved it. But
Okay.
my like and you get very like a lot of energy there and a lot of creativity. But I mean my like soul rests in a small town. So I would pick the small town.
I love that. I love that. And Veronica said, love this snippet. Thanks for sharing,
Oh, thank
Courtney,
you.
as well. Look, and Tiff Happy Place, she's with you. She said small town
Small town.
as
Yep.
well. Now, next one is audiobook or podcast.
Oh man, both. I think I would probably pick an audiobook over a podcast, but I do like both. But I love
Okay.
audiobooks. That's probably the
Gotcha.
main way that I read because my eyes are so bad. It's bad news.
Now, Courtney, we're going to do tropes for a little bit. Fake dating or siblings best friend?
Oh my gosh, I love these both.
And it can be both. It's all things according to
I
you.
think it's both. I think it's both. Those are like two of the tops. Those are two of the best ones. So that was not a fair question. I say
Okay.
both.
Next up, friends to lovers or enemies to lovers?
I have to say, I am writing friends to lovers right now, and it's actually really hard. So I'm going to say enemies to lovers. I think friends to
Okay.
lovers is hard because, like, it's hard to find reasons that the two people aren't actually together. When they love each other, they're friends. But enemies, that there's a lot of passion there. So that would probably be
Okay.
my pick. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Next up, we're taking a trip, my friend. Are we going to the beach or are we going to the mountains? Where are we going?
Oh, I think I would go to the mountains.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. I think I would. I think I would. Again, it's that same feeling of like, just like, especially if I'm by water and there's mountains, I think you can just go, like, it's just so
Oh,
peaceful. That's my pick.
I love it. I love it. Now, okay, Courtney, we're still going on a trip, but how we're getting there? Are we doing plane ride or road trip?
I honestly think I would prefer the road trip.
Okay.
I think I would do the road trip. Yeah. I am a fan of the road trip. I like it. I get a lot of brainstorming done in a road trip. And like you
Look,
can listen to
Courtney,
your
we're on a
audiobook.
road trip to the mountains.
Yes. listening to an enemies to lovers audiobook.
Audiobook. There you have it. I love that. I love that.
That's
Oh my
it.
goodness. Okay, Courtney. Now this next one, we have to know here at the cafe. Are you team tea or are you team coffee?
Coffee. I like tea, but I love coffee. So I'm a coffee
I
fan.
love that. I love that. It's always
Yeah.
nice to do the this and that and hear the author's takes on,
Yeah.
what they prefer, all of that good
Yeah.
stuff as well. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are hanging out with author Courtney Walsh on today, her latest release, My Phony Valentine. And we will definitely be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy of this amazing, amazing book. Now, Courtney, I do have a question for you.
Okay.
For you, when you're in your writing cave and you're getting prepared and all that good stuff, are there any writing quirks or any writing must-haves that Courtney have to let it flow?
I think the main thing is I will listen to like instrumental movie soundtracks.
Okay.
Um,
Oh,
and I'll have that going in my headphones, and then I will sit down and I try to write for as long as humanly possible. Like I have to get up and like walk around to preserve my neck and back, but I like to stay in the story like for as long as possible because I feel
wow.
like it just I feel like it flows better that way. So yeah, I think the music, but it has to be instrumental. If there's words, I don't get anything
Right.
done. I just
Wow,
sing.
that's unique. And the fact
Yeah.
that it's like movie soundtracks,
Yes.
instrumentals, that's super cool.
Yeah, I love them. I love them. I like it, and not so much classical music, but like movie instrumental, like like the Harry Potter music and Star Wars and those kind of the soundtracks are so good.
Wow.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you
love
for
them.
sharing that with
Yeah.
us as well. Now, Courtney, we're going to go back to My Phony Valentine. What did you enjoy, my friend, about writing this story?
I think I enjoyed that there was no pressure
Okay.
when I was writing it, but I loved the fake dating. I mean, if I could write like for a long time, I like was so hooked on second chance romance. I write a lot, and I still really love second chance romance.
Uh huh.
But I think fake dating is one of my favorite things to write. Trope wise. So I think that was a blast. Yeah, and I
Wow.
just
And thank
yeah
you for bringing us a fake dating story, My Phony Valentine. I love that. As well. Now, Courtney has a giveaway for you guys on
yeah.
tonight, and I'm going to allow her to share what her amazing giveaway is going to be tonight.
So we're gonna do a signed paperback copy, and then I actually had like some bookmarks made,
Super
and I have
cool.
this is so stupid. I make them and then I didn't give them to anybody. So I have a whole stack of them here that I'm like, I probably should give these away. But so I'll do that with that. So
I
yeah,
love
we'll do
that.
paperback. Yeah.
That is super cool. So, guys, not only do you get a paperback of My Phony Valentine, oh my goodness, you will also get a bookmark to
Yeah.
go with it. And, Courtney, how we're going to do it, my friend, is I'm going to go up and down the comment section. You're going to tell me when to stop, and the person that we
Okay.
land on, they will be the winner of tonight's giveaway.
Oh
All
my
right,
goodness, that's fun.
I am ready and I'm starting now. Okay.
Okay. And stop.
Tiff Happy Place, siblings best friend was one of her answers
Awesome.
to the this or that. Tiffany, if you will inbox me your information, you will get a signed copy
Yay.
of My Phony Valentine along with a bookmark as well. Oh my goodness, Courtney, the time goes by so fast, my
It
friend. Oh
really
my
does.
goodness. Look, and now for one of the times that we've all been waiting for, can you share with them how can they get their hands on a copy of My Phony Valentine, which is
Yeah.
available in ebook and print copy? Is that correct?
Yes, it's an ebook and paperback, and it's also in Kindle Unlimited. So you can read it. The best way is probably just to go to Amazon and get it through Amazon. And if you have KU, you can read it for free.
I love that. I love that. Now, Courtney, if they want signed autograph copies, can they go to your website? and get signed autograph
You
copies
know,
as well?
I don't
Or
have them on my website, but they can DM me on Instagram. I've done some
okay,
that way. There's also, I wanna make sure that I tell you the right name, but it's Porter Bookshop. Wait, I'm afraid that I'm gonna say it wrong because it's Porter I think it's company. It's because I always think in my
okay.
head Porter Co. Because it's Porter Co. Bookshop on Instagram, and she's offering signed paperbacks as well. So on her site. So, or they can just message me. Either way, I'm happy to send them out. Sometimes I'll
I
do like a
love
big,
that.
yeah, a big
And
thing
and
to do. But
Courtney, I'm gonna ask for Caitlin. Caitlin wanted to know if she don't win, is there a way to get a bookmark?
absolutely. Have her, can she just
Okay.
message me on Instagram? I'll send one out.
Yes. So
Yeah,
Caitlin, if you want a bookmark, if you can message Courtney Walsh on Instagram, she
yeah,
will be sure to get you that as well. And thank you for doing that, Courtney, as well.
yeah.
Look, us bookish people, we love bookmarks.
I know, I love them
Love that.
too, which is why I was like, "I'm gonna do some cute bookmarks," and then I literally just didn't do anything with them, so that's the danger. Yeah.
So, guys, of course, we will now share with you how you can stay connected with Courtney as well. So, of course, you know Instagram because she's mentioned that. But, Courtney, what other ways can we stay connected with you, my friend?
Well, I have a reader room on Facebook, which is fun. So I have a Facebook page, just I think it's just under Courtney Walsh Writes, and there's a reader room there that's just like more of a group, like a Facebook group. And then I also have a website, which is CourtneyWalshWrites.com. Those are probably
I
the
love that. I love
and I have
that.
a
So,
newsletter.
guys,
If you
make
go to my
sure,
website, yeah, you can get on my
yes.
newsletter. Yes, I forgot that. That's the first thing I should have said.
I love that. So, guys, make sure you go to her website, sign up for her newsletter. As she stated, she has a reader group here on Facebook. So, definitely join her reader group as well. Follow her on Instagram. And, guys, of course, after you read My Phony Valentine, be sure to leave a review. I know that
Yeah.
Courtney will be so appreciative
So
of that
grateful.
as well. Yes.
Yeah.
And, guys, you can find her backlist because she has other books and find her backlist on Amazon or her website, all of that good stuff as well. Courtney, thank you so much for hanging out with us on
Oh,
today
thank
and talking about
you.
your latest release, my Phony Valentine as well. And I want to allow you to have the last words of what you want to say to the people on tonight.
Well, I just want to thank you for letting me come on here and talk about the book and for, making it so much fun and so easy. You're right. The time did go totally so fast. But yeah, I love it. And I would love to I love to, chat with readers online. And so feel free to reach out. I think
I
that would
love
be
that.
fun.
I love that. There you have it, guys. And thank you guys so much for joining us on this evening. If you watched us on Facebook, thank you for watching us over there. And if you sent stars, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm always so appreciative on Facebook if you send stars. If you would like to send stars, look down in the comment section. There's a little shooting star. Send as many stars as you like. If you are watching from a YouTube, thank you for watching over there as well. If you have not done so already, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is Angela Anderson YouTube. There is lots of cafe interviews, literary tea interviews, lots of bookish stuff on there as well. Be sure to do that. Make sure you're following Courtney Walsh. And if you haven't one-clicked already, guys, go and get your copy of My Phony Valentine. I love it. Courtney, again, thank you so much for joining us on tonight.
Yeah,
Guys,
thank
that is our
you.
show on this evening. As I always say, have an amazing day because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, my friends, we will see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.